One of the requests I got recently was to do a little bit of a good Lovin, especially focusing on Weir's parts. What I find more interesting with the versions that they did over the decades was the ones with Pigpen back in the early 70s. So I'm going to focus on that, both on the introductory lick and some of the chord voicings that Weir uses. What's special about and different about the early 70s is the heavy use of the B flat. So the song is going to be built around the C note, but the opening lick, as we're going to see, is going to make heavy use of the B flat, which is going to be a tip-off that when it comes to the soloing, we're going to be working in something off of a mode or scale that's got the flat seventh. So instead of having the B, which would be our seventh, we're going to use the B flat. So let me go through first what Garcia's part looks like in the introduction, then a little bit of fill, and then start moving into Weir, and then we'll come back and look at all the different pieces. Alright, so once we get out of the introduction, the chords that Bobby is going to use. He's going to use a C, but he's going to fret it as he likes to do with that kind of inversion, where if we had our C here, we're going to grab the 3 out of the chord, which is the E. So we're going to get the E here, and by having a C done that way, we'll put us right in a position to be able to get the F. So the D shape at the 5th fret. So C, F, up to G. Those are going to be the basics of the chords. We're going to move back and forth between those with a familiar strumming pattern. Eventually we're going to move up and we're going to do a D. Up to a G. So let me just walk you through the verses and try to refrain from singing too much. When I was feeling oh so bad. So you go through the verses. In the 70s version that I'm talking about, the transition chord that they make after they go through the verses and the chorus before they head into the jam will be what sometimes people refer to as the Hendrix chord. So it's a C7 sharp 9. So let me show you how it sounds. So imagine a C, then 7th by grabbing a B flat. So we got that shape, and then we're going to grab the D sharp as well. Then we're off into the jam. Now what Garcia likes to do in the 70s versions is, think about working off of, for starters, just C pentatonic minor. One of the advantages of that is we've got that B flat in there again, which is what we've been using from the beginning in our lick. So there's the B flat, here it goes up again. Something else that Garcia will do, just to add some notes to that is, he'll add, in addition to the B flat or the A sharp, he'll also add the A. Essentially what he's doing really is, he's playing in the C Dorian mode by getting the flattened 3, which we got up here, here's our flat 3, our 2, flat 3, and then he's also playing the flattened 7th and the regular 6. So A is the 6th, the flattened 7th is our A sharp, or our B flat. So just some extra notes to work with. All right, now let's go to a little bit of what Weir is doing during the extended jams and often during Pigpen's long, sometimes crazy rants, or raps, shall I say, or rants. Now once they enter into the long solo break, I think the best way to understand what Weir's doing is to see him using the C7 as really his home base. So think about the different places you can voice the C7 chord, and then also the F chord. Very often he's going to use a C7 shape, so think about what a D7 would look like, all the way up at the 14th fret, slide down to the 12th. And as Weir likes to do, sometimes he'll add, so in this case we'll be adding the F. Sometimes he likes to slide up into that chord. Another thing he likes to do, on say using the 7th chord, is to just bar it and then uses a hammer-on. Do your F up here again, using that inversion that he likes to do. Because this kind of jam for Good Lovin' is often just so unstructured in the early 70s, you can really pretty much play with it as you want, altering the rhythm, moving back and forth between those two different chords and two different voicings, adding some extra notes as you want just to give it some flavor. So I hope those of some use. Take it easy.